Life in the desert is challenging. It's hard. I mean, these fish, they're tough. They are survivors. It's amazing what you can find some of these fish living in. Conditions that nothing else is going to survive in. That's where you find these fish.
It represents the culmination of several years of research, collaboration by several agencies and entities, not just Game and Fish, but Miami University, Ohio has done a ton of research. Fish and Wildlife Service has put some work on the ground and funding. BLM has worked to restore the water in the Delaware. Private landowners have made it such that these animals persist in other parts of southern New Mexico. And without all of that coming together, and I'm sure I'm missing others, we couldn't be doing this. And it's a pretty impressive feat, although it looks like a bunch of shells in a box. It's actually a lot of work and a lot of there's a lot of history behind what's going on here today.
Delaware River is an important place for a number of native fish in New Mexico, a number of the desert fish that are important to this ecosystem. A couple of those fish include gray redhorse and river carpsucker, which are important host fish for Texas hornshell.
The Texas hornshell has a parasitic relationship with gray redhorse. The redhorse is a sucker species that exists in the same habitats as the Texas hornshell. In the springtime, the hornshell will broadcast a net of glaucidia, which are a larval form of a mussel. Those glaucidia are attached to the exterior or occasionally the gills of redhorse, where they encyst, so they kind of get encapsulated in the mucus of the redhorse, and then they live there for several weeks and pop off as little tiny mussels. And that's every freshwater mussel has a parasitic host stage, or has a parasitic host, and it's part of their life history. They need that component to survive. All of these aquatic species rely on certain water quality and certain amount of water, and so if there is, if the river dries or becomes too saline, or any number of factors occur that reduce the water quality and quantity, none of them will persist. But through restoration actions like this, or just by protecting the resource as it is, they can persist.
So we've been working more closely on developing new ideas for projects, new grants for various restoration opportunities, because of the fact that we know we should be thinking about this holistically. We don't just work on the mussel, we don't just work on the fish. They are important for each other, and we know that whatever we do that benefits one will likely also help the other.
The Desert Fish Habitat Partnership is incredibly reliant upon our partners. Without the strength of knowledge that they have, without the will to persevere and continue pushing forward in the face of limited resources, the Desert Fish Habitat Partnership wouldn't be able to do anything. We absolutely need our partners to create positive change.